folks in this room and our activist friends that we need to engage, but the legislature, the leaders of this state, and the world about what we need to do as Texans to secure the border. If you change policy, which you could do with the stroke of a pen, you can have a secure border immediately. What I'm saying is, we have to stand up.
I do believe the entire country, and I do believe elements of Texas have already gotten numb to the numbers. 5 million illegal aliens have tried to break into our southwest border in 18 months. About 4 million have been apprehended, and wait for it, 1 million have gotten away. 1 million. There are multiple states in this country who their entire state population is under 1 million, but over 1 million have gotten away. So let's extrapolate that. Full 2 years, and I'm going January to January. So the first 2 years, at this pace, it'll be 7.4 million. 5.2 million apprehensions, 1.2 million gotaways. 4 years, an entire term at this pace, 12.6 million. 12.6 million illegal aliens. Over 10 million apprehensions, 2.2 million gotaways. And in 8 years, this is astounding. 25 million illegal aliens, 20 apprehended, almost 4.5 gotaways. If you think about that, that would be the equivalent to the third largest state in this country, surpassing New York. And if you only talked about, at the end of 8 years, what they've actually released, between what they potentially release and gotaways, it'll be well over 15 million. That would be the fifth largest state. There's 2,000% increase than the previous years combined. Hundreds of sexual predators, actually I think it's in the thousands, weapon smugglers, traffickers, thousands of gang members. The list goes on and on. Our wide open southwest border does absolutely provide a national security risk and threat, as well as a public safety risk and threat. My concern is the next terrorist attack could already be in the United States, being planned. We have no idea because of our wide open southwest border. More women and children are being sexually assaulted, and more women and children are being raped. More people are being thrown into the life of trafficking.
Every record on the books is smashed. Every single record, and not by like a percentage point, but by hundreds of percentage points, thousands of percentage points. It was like less than 10,000, maybe 6,000 or 7,000, 130, 140,000. That's the kind of record-breaking I'm talking about.
Right? Because it's synthetic and cheap, you have a smaller labor force. It's mobile. If you make a list, what are the 3 most lucrative criminal activities in the world? 1, 2, 3.
What I'm going to show you today is the largest U.S. intelligence failure since 9/11. The administration is actively doing this against us. The cartel, they themselves, they call it the company. They look at it as a company. When you sit down in front and you debrief these young sicarios, they'll tell you, well, the company does this. They don't call it a cartel. These cartels have corrupted everything from the local, the state, the federal level, including the generals. And this is how the great nation of Mexico has been corrupted at the highest levels of the government. See this little lift here? If you notice, for 30 plus years, we ran pretty much the same in this country, around 10,000 overdose deaths per year. Even when many of you remember, because we're all old enough to remember the crack epidemic that hit this country in the 80s. For the first time, U.S. Customs and Border Protection in 2015 knocked down 70 pounds of fentanyl at your southwest border. And from there, look at the skyrocket.
What's the point of being a citizen if an illegal alien gets the same benefits, rights, and privileges?
Right.
What's the point?
This bus is full of children, and there's no officials there in uniform or checking manifests or checking IDs. These guys conducting surveillance, just watching the children get stuffed into personal vehicles, seemingly with no supervision. Other children being moved across the airfield, again at like 3 in the morning when the aircraft are not supposed to land there at that airfield past midnight. It's a covert op, in my opinion. Fifth-gen warfare is essentially taking over a country without firing a single shot by attacking our culture, that which made our country undefeatable militarily. When you read through this, you'll be like, my God, they've done it. Yes, they have. They've checked off the entire list because we remained unwitting. Information is the medium by which they're fighting this war against our culture, and they're winning. So alerting the populace, I feel like is my job. And
This is what they look like. They're walking down the middle of a ranch road. They're wearing camo. This one was just the other day. This is day in and day out. I get between 100 and 150 pictures like this every day. This is from the 4th. From the 4th. This was yesterday morning. That was yesterday afternoon. Actually caught them. As you can see, they're old like me. This goes on day in and day out. Since May, we've apprehended 730 smuggled aliens, 246 smugglers. That's in a 4-month period. But these numbers are just for Kenny County Sheriff's Office. As Christians, these are our fellow human beings.
Because the cartel has people here in the United States that are blackmailing these, 14, 15, 16-year-old girls, hauling them down there, and then the cartel's putting them down there as sex slaves. And so these girls are being taken out of the United States and into Mexico. Some of them moved around the world, some of them stay in Mexico, but they're being trafficked for sex. Politics are local. Make sure your local officials are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Go to your commissioner's court, your city council meetings, ask the tough questions, be educated, follow up. If your sheriff tells you, oh yeah, we're doing everything we can, ask them, okay, so how many bailouts have you had? Well, we haven't had any. Why haven't you had any? Some of them will sit there and lie to you and go, oh, we don't have the cartel come through our county. Well, there's 254 counties in this state, and I guarantee you the cartel's driving through every single one of them.
Yes.
Hold your county judge's feet to the fire. Ask them, why haven't you declared an invasion? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you empowered the sheriff to be able to obtain this money from the state in order to better protect us? Because we need proactive government at the local level as well.
Don't let your kids see that side of the world. Don't let them say, I need to stand up. Show them how.